Hello, I'm Jennifer Coons, one of the reference librarians at the Haverford Township Free Library, and I am in desperate need of a haircut. But I'm not here to talk to you about hair. I'm here to talk to you about my new favorite book, Good Talk, A Memoir and Conversations by Mira Jacob. This graphic memoir begins when the author's 6-year-old son begins asking questions about Michael Jackson, with whom her son has just become obsessed. And the questions go like this. Was Michael Jackson brown or was he white? Well, he was black, but his skin was brown and then turned white. He turned white? Yes. Are you going to turn white? No. Am I going to? No. Daddy? Daddy's already white. But was he always? The questions keep coming, and over time start branching out into areas that have his mother scrambling to explain increasingly subtle and complex concepts around race, familial love, and injustice. Soon after her son hears about the shooting of Michael Brown, the unarmed teenager who was shot by a police officer in Ferguson, mother and son have the following exchange. Are white people afraid of brown people? Sometimes. How do you know? What? How do you know which ones are afraid of you? Mommy, how do you know? You don't always. Her son's insistent curiosity ends up forcing her to face unresolved issues around her own dark skin, darker than any of her Indian relatives, as well as her experience growing up in the United States as the daughter of Indian immigrants. So Mira Jacob was born in New Mexico and moved to New York City as a young adult, where she ultimately met her husband, who is white. Skin color and race, two things most white people never think about, are subjects in the forefront of her life experience, from when, as a young child, she learns she is considered unattractive and inferior because her natural skin tone is darker than that of the rest of her family of origin, to myriad comments, often well-meaning, sometimes not, that are thrown her way by white Americans. For example, middle school friends encourage her to date a certain boy because they match. After meeting a wealthy white woman in New York City, the woman out of nowhere comments that she loves yoga. And helping out at an event her mother-in-law is hosting, Mira is actually mistaken for hired help as these two guests keep handing her dirty dishes and asking for drink refills. So as she later relates the experience to her mother-in-law, who can't believe that her friends would act this way, Mira comes to grips with the fact that the mother-in-law who loves her so dearly is either unwilling or unable to truly understand the deep effect that race has on her daughter-in-law's daily experiences. So this book has a lot of funny moments. As Mira grows up, she's navigating through heartbreak, awkwardness, career and financial insecurity, and finally having a fulfilling marriage with her husband, becoming a parent, and dealing with the messiness and complexities of a multiracial family. The graphic part of this novel is really unique. The characters are all cutouts, and they're superimposed on actual photographs. Some of the photographs are stock photographs, and some of them are actual family photographs from Mira Jacob from her past, which really fleshes out the story and creates a lot of richness in it. So ultimately, this is a book about what it's like to maneuver through and actually thrive within a culture in which you are undervalued, and a culture in which you don't hold the power, really. And I thought it was a really powerful book. I thought it was very funny and really, really interesting. It makes you think in critical ways, and also made me teary a little bit. So my new favorite book, graphic novel, graphic memoir, Good Talk, A Memoir and Conversations by Mira Jacob. Thank you. Happy Monday.